So for the final bit of extra footage, I decided to challenge myself. I went up against every boss in the game using only the Mega Buster. I permitted myself charge shots simply because I didn't really think anyone would want to sit through me shooting GutsMan upwards of 100 times, or more for later bosses. Yeah. So, beyond that, I was not permitted to use battle chips, nor to take damage. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this for all the games in the series, but where I can, I'm certainly going to try. So for now, let's enjoy the no chip, no damage battles of Megaman Battle Network 1. Let's go! So let's start things off with our old sparring partner, GutsMan. He sports 600 hit points, which sounds like a lot, but using charge shots, not really. Now, the thing is, even with the Buster fully powered up, if I wasn't using charge shots, I'd have to shoot GutsMan over 100 times. I can't imagine that being too terribly entertaining to sit through, hence my using charge shots. GutsMan's attacks are very easy to see coming, so he's not too much of a challenge, really. S-Rank and version 3 chip. Yeah, the fact that I'm actually laughing at this now and some of the things you'll hear me say in some of the other attacks, it does kind of show that I went out of order and just fought Navis in the order that I found them. But, yeah. I'm afraid GutsMan really doesn't put up too much of a fight, especially in the first game. So now we get into the random net appearance bosses, so let's start with the first of the World 3, FireMan, who, sadly, even in his final form, only has 500 health. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he got better health-wise in Battle Network 4. That was his other major appearance. Because this is just going by very quickly. Yeah. Wow, S-Rank and his third version chip, Buster only. Yeah, FireMan goes down fast, poor thing. Yeah. I almost feel sorry for him. Especially with as awesome as he is and as helpful as he was during the main run. Seriously, I do love you, FireMan, but... yeah. Next up, let's deal with NumberMan. He's another one that has the disadvantage of always staying in one place. So basically, the first part, take out the number ball, and then give him a good shot. He doesn't really have any attacks like StoneMan does that you still really have to be too careful. I mean, his time bombs and dice are easy enough to take out. So, poor NumberMan really isn't much of a threat in the first game. Now, it did get a lot harder in later appearances. He gained some new attacks and some new tricks. But for the first game, there's not really much to it. But still gotta love NumberMan. And his crazy operator with the awesome hair. Okay, so next up is StoneMan. The good thing about StoneMan is also the bad thing about StoneMan, and that's the fact that he never moves. You want to try to take this square as much as you possibly can, so that he cannot set up a rock cube here. Because if he does, you're kind of stuck waiting it out, really. Other than that, it's just trying to pay attention to the shadows and not overreact to them. Easier said than done. They can very easily make you panic. But so long as you pay attention to it, StoneMan really isn't all that bad. The shadows, they can be a little bit tricky, but they're nowhere near as bad as things like WoodMan's flashing panels. So as long as you avoid the shadows, you're pretty much okay. And he can only set one rock cube at a time, so he can't really block you too much. So next up we have WoodMan. Yeah, this one's going to be kind of tricky. 700 hit points is still a good bit to have to eat through, well, while reacting to the wood towers and not going onto the shiny, tempting panels. Avoiding shinies goes against everything I know as a shiny-loving dragon. And also getting rid of the trees so he can't heal himself. There. Man. That was an S rank? They didn't want to give me a chip for it, but I didn't know you could get an S rank Buster only. Nice. That was a surprise. But yeah, WoodMan is kind of tricky to get around. It requires some pretty fast reaction time. Not as fast as others, but still, you really have to be on your toes. And now everyone's favorite adorable tiny Eskimo, it's time for IceMan. IceMan is a little tricky in the fact that he shields himself, and even a fully charged shot cannot flinch him. It also can't get rid of the ice cubes, actually. So, yeah, this one's got a lot going on. You do need to actually pay a bit of attention on this one. Stay out of the path of the freeze bombs. Oh, you're still wanting to kick ice cubes at me, huh? But they won't help you now, I'm afraid. It actually kind of surprised me that IceMan doesn't flinch. You'd think he would, but he doesn't. Oh well. He's adorable, but tough. And next up, the ever-stylish SkullMan. This one can get a little bit hectic when he starts launching the Bone Stalkers. Before then, it's actually pretty easy because he always jumps right into the line of fire. No pun intended, since he is launching fire at you. A fully charged Buster Shot will get rid of the Bone Stalkers, so it's kinda good to keep those under control that way. Thankfully, he telegraphs when he's about to launch them, raising his arms and such. So long as you keep your side of the field tidy, this isn't too terribly bad. I believe he can occasionally launch his skull, too, but he doesn't seem too willing to do it, so goodbye, SkullMan. So long as you're quick enough to react to the Bone Stalkers, not too bad, really. So next up is ColorMan. Due to his dummies and the lack of any kind of piercing power on the Mega Buster, taking care of ColorMan Buster only is a bit of a pain. Not that fighting ColorMan is ever not a pain. Just a bit more of one than usual, I suppose. Since he can't be flinched out of the attack, if you can catch him while he's using the ball attack since he doesn't move during that, that can be a good time to line up quite a few hits on him. Just as usual, have to watch out for all the attacks. And there we go. So yeah, ColorMan does force you to move around a lot with all the towers, but it can be done. It's just a matter of making sure that his dummies are kind of out of phase with how he moves so that you can get in some good attacks against him.